He thought his secret would stay hidden forever. Clad in his sharpest suit, Adrien Cortez walked with confidence into the grand, golden, lit lobby of the city's most prestigious 5-star hotel. His arm was draped casually around a woman who was not his wife. The polished marble floors shimmered beneath the soft glow of the morning sun. Chandeliers glittered overhead like fragments of starlight, and the air itself seemed perfumed with wealth and power. For years Adrien had lived a life fueled by control, charm, and money. He was convinced those things could conceal his sins. But on that fateful morning, as he reached out to hand his platinum card to the receptionist, everything came crashing down. Because across the lobby, walking with unshakable grace, stood the last person he ever imagined he would see. His wife, Celeste. But she wasn't the wounded woman he had abandoned. She was something far greater. The new owner of the very empire Adrien believed was his. And in that single, breath-stopping moment, the mask he had so carefully built shattered like fragile glass. Before diving deeper into this powerful story, if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Limitless Truth. Your support allows us to keep bringing you stories that inspire and awaken the heart. The story of Adrien and Celeste began long before that day of reckoning in the hotel lobby. Once, Adrien was the man every woman dreamed of. Ambitious, protective, and endlessly devoted. Celeste, radiant with quiet resilience, had been by his side when all he had were dreams and determination. Together, they built a business, a home, and a life woven with love and promise. But as Adrien's success expanded, so did his appetite for more. Late nights became excuses. Quick calls turned into secretive whispers. The warmth that once defined their marriage grew cold. Soon, Adrien surrendered to temptation and fell for Serena, a dazzling young socialite drawn to his fortune, but blind to the foundation he had built with Celeste. Celeste, however, was not blind. She noticed the forgotten anniversaries, the perfume stains on his collars, the hotel receipts that didn't match his stories. Her heart broke 1,000 times in silence, yet outwardly, she wore the mask of the perfect wife. What Adrien failed to realize was that beneath the pain, Celeste was building her strength. Rather than allow betrayal to destroy her, she quietly invested her energy into a vision of her own. Every scar he left became a stitch in the new life she was creating. One that would one day eclipse his. The day Adrien strolled into that hotel with Serena, he thought it was just another indulgence in his secret life. The lobby smelled of fresh roses. Staff bowed with practiced respect, and Serena clung to him like a trophy. He smirked, believing the world was his. But when Celeste appeared, dressed in an elegant cream suit radiating authority, her eyes locked firmly on him. His arrogance drained away. Celeste did not approach as a scorned wife. She approached as the woman who now held the keys to the empire. Adrien's hand trembled as he passed his card to the receptionist, who now hesitated nervously, glancing between them. Serena leaned in, whispering with forced playfulness, until she too sensed the storm brewing in the silence. Guests turned to watch. The whispers in the air grew louder. And then Celeste stepped forward, her heels striking the marble floor like echoes of thunder. She didn't need anger. Her silence carried more weight than 1,000 accusations. Adrien saw in her gaze the reflection of his own betrayal. Every lie, every broken promise, every selfish indulgence. He opened his mouth to explain, but no words came. Serena shrank under the presence of Celeste, realizing she could never compete with the depth and dignity standing before her. Celeste's strength was undeniable. She was no longer the wife waiting for scraps of affection. She was the leader, the visionary, the woman who had transformed pain into triumph. Adrien felt the truth pierce him like a blade. He had traded gold for glitter, substance for shadows, love for lust. And now the consequences stood tall before him. But Celeste did not choose revenge. Though she had every reason to expose him, she rose above it. Her silence was her answer, her dignity her shield. Turning her gaze away wasn't weakness, it was freedom. She had outgrown him, his lies, and his hollow world. In the days that followed, Adrien was haunted. He drifted through empty rooms, plagued by memories he had once taken for granted. The mornings when Celeste brewed him coffee. The nights when she believed in his dreams more than he did himself. Too late, he realized that success without loyalty, without love, was nothing but an empty crown. He hadn't lost her because she was lacking. He lost her because he failed to see that she was everything. Celeste, on the other hand, flourished. Under her leadership, the hotel became more than a place of extravagance. It became a living symbol of resilience. A sanctuary for fresh beginnings, a monument to second chances. Guests spoke in hushed admiration of the woman who had risen from betrayal stronger than ever. She didn't just own the hotel. She embodied it. If this story moved you, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Limitless Truth. Every comment, every share helps us continue spreading stories of strength, dignity, and the courage to rise above. And now I want to hear from you. What lesson do you take from Celeste's journey? Drop your thoughts below. You never know whose life your words might inspire today. Because in the end, Adrien and Celeste's story isn't simply about betrayal. It's about transformation. About dignity chosen over revenge, resilience forged in heartbreak, and the victory of rising higher when others expect you to fall. And as Celeste stood in the sunlight streaming through the hotel's towering windows, the world no longer saw a woman abandoned. They saw a woman reborn, stronger, wiser, untouchable.